Welcome to a higher dimension. I'm Gloria Danvers from Gloria Danvers Hypnosis in Orlando, Florida, and I'm your host for a higher dimension. As a hypnotherapist, I work with everyday people who are having extraordinary experiences in the fascinating world of past life regression, therapeutic hypnosis, psychic abilities, spiritual awakenings, and paranormal encounters. Every Tuesday morning at 6 a.m., join me and my guests as we explore their powerful stories and extraordinary journeys together. And sometimes it's just you and me. Solo episodes where I dive deep into metaphysical insights, spiritual concepts, and mind-expanding ideas that I think you'll find both useful and fascinating. Not only will you hear incredible stories, but we'll talk about what comes next. What happens after these life-shifting moments? How do they change you? Who are you now? What truths have you uncovered? We'll explore big questions through deep, eye-opening conversations that you don't want to miss. If you're interested in working with me and having your own transformational hypnosis experience, you can reach me at gloriadanvershypnosis.com. If you're here, chances are you're ready for something different, ready to explore yourself in the higher realms. So shoot me an email or book a free consultation. Maybe it's time for you to shake up what you think you know about the world, about yourself, who you've been, who your friends really are, and where you're headed. You can catch a higher dimension on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Podchaser, Spotify, YouTube, and iHeart.com. But right now, let's sit back, relax, and uncover the hidden depths of the human experience right here on a higher dimension. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to A Higher Dimension, the podcast where we explore the hidden layers of existence, the mysteries of the soul, and the truth behind our multidimensional selves. I'm Gloria Danvers from Gloria Danvers Hypnosis in Orlando, Florida, and I'm your host for A Higher Dimension. Today, we're going to talk about something that may just shift the way you see your life, your path, and your power. Have you ever felt like suddenly your life just changed course in a way that you couldn't explain? Like you woke up one day and your world felt kind of off. Or maybe you woke up one day and your world felt more aligned than ever before. What if I told you that what you were experiencing was a shift in timelines? Today we're diving into the fascinating world of timeline jumping, how you can move between parallel realities and consciously choose the version of yourself that you're ready to become. I'm sure some of you may be wondering, what is a timeline? In metaphysical terms, a timeline is not just a linear sequence of days and years. A timeline is a vibrational pathway. Each timeline carries its own reality, its own version of you, shaped by different choices, emotional states, and energetic frequencies. You can think of timelines like train tracks. Each track leads to a different destination, but all the trains start at the same station, and that station is you. Every time you make a decision, every time you shift your belief system or your energy field, you move or jump into a different timeline. This isn't just poetic metaphor. It's echoed in quantum theory, particularly in something called the many worlds interpretation, which suggests that all possibilities exist simultaneously, and you, the observer, determine which possibility becomes real. So what does that mean to jump timelines? It means shifting your consciousness and your energetic frequency so significantly that you land in a reality that feels fundamentally different. Sometimes this happens through trauma, spiritual awakening, or in deep healing. Those of you who have had hypnosis sessions with me know that I often ask, who would you be if none of this ever happened? If you had grown up under different circumstances, not gotten married, chose to get that higher education. Essentially, what I'm doing is inviting you to jump into another timeline. Other times, jumping to another timeline is intentional. In other words, have you ever experienced a moment where everything you were attached to, people, habits, even desires, just suddenly fell away? You didn't just change your mind, you shifted your reality. That's a timeline jump. Collectively, we sometimes experience these jumps too, when history seems to shift, or when people remember things differently, like the Mandela effect. But the real power is in knowing that you can do this consciously. And that kind of brings up the next question, doesn't it? How can you tell if you've jumped timelines? Well, here are some common signs. You feel emotionally detached from your past. People or habits disappear from your life with no conflict or closure. You look in the mirror and feel like something is different. Your memories feel foggy or altered. You experience a surge of synchronicities or repeating numbers. All of these are signals that you've moved into a different version of reality. You are on a new track. There are many ways that you might jump your timeline without even thinking about it, such as going back in time and healing an event that sent you into the particular timeline that you are now in. The easiest and most effective way to do that is through hypnosis. We examine the event, reframe it to release its power over you, and then write a new story, which becomes the new timeline. We can also examine that in future life progression, where you have the choice of visiting several alternative timelines to see how the choices you are making now played out. Every time you make a choice, you create not only the timeline that you are currently living in, but one in which there was a different energy leading to a different path that ultimately became a different reality. So how do you consciously shift timelines? Well, here are some spiritual tools that work. Set clear intentions. Define the version of you that you want to become. Don't focus on material outcomes, but on frequency. What does that version of you feel like? One of my favorite stories as a hypnotherapist concerns a client who was really struggling with low self-esteem and feeling powerless. We did an exercise in which I asked her to think of someone she really admired. We chose a powerful woman very much in the public eye. I asked her, "How do you think so-and-so would sit? How would she stand? When she's sitting this way and standing that way, how does she feel? What is she thinking? How would she handle this situation that you found yourself in? How would she handle that situation at work? What would she do to make sure that she didn't find herself in that situation again?" I watched this woman shift into a new and powerful timeline, and needless to say, her life changed as she became more secure in the timeline that she was now living in. I still get emails from her telling me how amazing her life is now and thanking me. But I didn't do it. Each person has multiple timelines that they can live out. And where their attention goes is what either keeps them in a timeline or propels them into another one. The key is awareness. I showed her the door, but she was the one who made the choice to walk through it. Another way to jump a timeline is to raise your vibration. You can only access the higher dimensional timelines when you're vibrating in alignment. So gratitude, joy, love, clarity, belief. These are some of the keys. Get into a state of resonance. Detach from the old identity. You can't bring your old wounds, beliefs, or stories into a new reality. Practice letting go. Move those triggers. Let go of the idea that anything will be resolved. Journal, meditate, and release the past. Assume that new body position. Hold your head up. Change your posture. Embody the new version of you. Take aligned action. Speak differently. Walk differently. Make choices that reflect the energy of the timeline that you want to live in. Timeline jumping is not magic. It's alignment. It's courage. And yes, it's spiritual science. Now I'm going to give you a quick word of loving caution. Don't use timeline jumping as a way to escape your life. The point isn't to abandon your journey. The point is to elevate it. You're already in a sacred reality. Every version of you is part of your soul's tapestry. And also remember, real shifts require real change. Energy alone won't carry you. It has to be paired with intention and action and belief. Belief that where you are now is not where you have to stay. So I leave you with this reflection. If you could wake up tomorrow in a timeline where your highest self was fully embodied, who would you be? What would you let go of? And what truth would you finally allow yourself to live? Timeline jumping isn't just about possibility. It's about responsibility. You are the creator, the observer, and the participant. And the timeline you're looking for, it's already waiting for you. Waiting for you to arrive. It only needs your shifted focus and energy to become real. I hope that you enjoyed today's podcast. I know I've given you a lot to think about, and I hope it was empowering for you. So until next time, keep rising, keep remembering, hold that timeline and move into it. This is where your dreams become reality. And stay tuned for more journeys into a higher dimension. And that's a wrap. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that I've managed to pique your interest, raise your curiosity, give you something to think about, teach you something that you didn't know before, or send you down a major rabbit hole. If you're curious about what I do, shoot me an email. Go on to my website, gloriadanvershypnosis.com, and book a free consultation. Let's discover something about you that you didn't know. I'll be back next week, and until then, stay curious. Stay open to all the things that come in for you through higher dimensions. Bye.